Boom,
See how
hit
I
that
did that?
click
See how I
track.
did that? You didn't even see anything.
I
You didn't see
like,
anything.
yeah,
Yeah. That
that
was
was good.
smooth, right?
You didn't spoil it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
didn't see anything.
Didn't
Didn't see
see it.
anything. We are back. It's the 5 on 5 podcast presented to you by directmusicservice.com. Promo code FIVEON, Although I don't think we can compete with the deal they did the other day. I think they did 50% off.
Yeah, that's messed up, man. We need to talk
You gotta
to
talk
Uncle
to
Warren about
people
this.
over Uncle Warren about that.
You
You
gotta
Yeah,
can't
have
be
a chat
undercutting
with
our
them.
promo.
yeah, man. Because
The promo for the promo.
somebody's gonna hit us up. Shout out Brandon Walker. Brandon Walker's probably gonna hit us up. Hey, yo, you know who I'm talking about? Brandon Walker, our favorite guy on YouTube.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
That guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, and if you're on
Damn.
YouTube, go ahead and hit the like, hit the subscribe, and ding the bell every time we drop a video.
It's just that easy. You're on
Yeah.
it today. I like the undercut promo. We're going to go low. We can offer you 35 or 30. That's the best we can do.
we all need 30.
Maybe
above me.
additionally, I don't know. I haven't tried it.
Yeah. You know,
we can just
That's bad.
yeah, we'll make it. It's a basically like a tier. And you get the higher tier when you pay more money.
Just add on the promo codes. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's a this or a that. Maybe it's an and.
it's like
Yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah.
We can't compete with Amazon. Whatever's going on over there, whatever Bezos is doing, it is what it is.
Yo,
Best we
and that's
can
how
offer you.
Uncle Warren saw it. Hey, whatever those guys are doing over there, we
They're
got
doing
you.
Oh,
30.
but you
We'll
know
go
what?
50.
You know what?
just-
Our
you know
our
what?
deal is year round. So
That
Our deal
was the
is
Black
year-round.
Friday deal. This is the Cyber Monday deal. That's it. This
That's
is
it.
Cyber
Oh,
Monday.
Cyber Monday.
There you go.
Yo, we need
That's
to clip
it.
that.
Yeah.
We're good year round. We're
Yeah.
good year round.
Yeah. Call us the Spin Doctors.
That's it. This is the Spin
I
Doctors
played some
podcast.
Spin Doctors on Saturday, by the
no
way.
no naming brands, guys. That's free promo we can't afford.
That is free promo. It's a boys episode currently. We have a guest joining in later on. I'm not going to spoil the surprise. I'm not going to let you know who it is. But if you listen to last week's episode, you have a good idea because I think I mentioned it for this week.
Oh, yeah.
I think I might have spoiled it a little bit. So if somebody could go back onto the YouTube, that's the 5 on 5 YouTube page.
Yeah.
And you go frame by frame, you might be able to see just a little bit of the name.
You might be able to see it. It's Phenom Jupiter Williams, Nick Lopez, and Gray coming to you live from DC today, not from Alaska.
Chocolate
from
City.
Warmer weather.
Warmer. Yeah.
Grant, how are you?
I'm
you
good.
Survived. What party did you play? You just played something with Andy, right?
I played with Andy last week. Andy Uops brought him up to Alaska.
Hello.
He got to experience the snow and the cold. Great DJ, phenomenal DJ. And then also me and Lloyd opened for Flostradamus.
Shout out to Kurt.
That's shout
Friend
out to
of the
Kurt.
show.
He killed it. He murdered it.
So did you say like, hey, I'm the one that edits all of these clips, or you just left it?
Yeah, you did.
I just left it at that. But Lloyd did get to go B2B with him in Seward, which is an insane thing to say.
That is wild. So imagine like Flostradamus playing your grandmother's basement. And you're like, there's maybe like 40, 50 people max.
Yeah.
And it's just like the house party of a lifetime. That's what happened down in Seward, Alaska. Shout out to Seward Ale House. Love DJing for those people down there. Awesome crew. And I just saw Justin and Shelby out here too. So it's all full circle. It's all a full circle moment. We're back. If you listened last week, you know about the photograph incident.
Oh yeah.
There was a mysterious photograph taken.
Wait a minute, we have an update?
I have a little update. Another friend took a mysterious photograph.
Oh.
I think, but I'm not sure if it was of us. I saw a photograph taken, but I think we did receive this photograph. There's one out
you still
there.
haven't seen it yet, though.
I saw it yesterday, but I think there was a second photograph, but I'm not sure.
Interesting.
I think it's like you saw one, you didn't see one.
Well, or maybe it was like, oh, there's one, and here's a better one.
I think
we're gonna
so.
use the better one.
I'm gonna rest peacefully.
Or your face was cool in one of them and wasn't cool in the other one, and vice versa with Tegan. So they did the face swap edit with it to make it
the best of both worlds. Put them together.
Come on, man! Look at the possibilities here, man. I'm looking out for this one here because I feel like
you're the voice of optimism on this.
I feel like we really killed the first one.
I love that. Here's my take, and you guys can feel free to chime in on this. I automatically assume any picture that's taken without someone saying cheese is the worst photograph you've ever seen of yourself.
100%. Unless you're really good with like just you have a candid face.
Existing.
Yeah.
Some people just have a candid face. There's a lot of
like
bitches with a resting bitch face.
Now.
I feel like my candid is 50-50. Some of my best photos are candid, but some of my worst photos are candid.
Yeah, I mean, and I've got a lazy eye, so when I take a picture, sometimes I'm looking left and I'm looking right, and it's
who knows where.
I need to know that I need time. That one needs time to focus.
Hey. Over here.
Hey.
God,
the snapping to get the other eye to straighten out is so funny. Hey,
focus.
Hey, focus.
Whistle. Can you guys
like
whistle
it's just like it's a little kid or a dog?
Yeah, like you're jingling keys in front of it. Come on.
Yeah. It's
a dog whistle, weird noise in the club.
Whistle at
I can't whistle. Can you guys whistle like this? This is already turning into a shit podcast, but can you guys whistle like this?
I can't.
You remember I was up in the club like, yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I've never been able to do the fingers in the mouth whistle. No.
What is that? Like the first person to do that had to have been like, yo. Everyone.
The first person I ever seen do it was Phil Jackson.
Yeah, because he does this one.
Yeah.
My mom does that one too, and that's how I knew I was in trouble.
That's business.
I hear it like
how'd she do it though?
I'd hear it down the street like, the fuck home.
You know how to do it?
Like, I can't do it.
I don't understand the science behind it.
She tried to teach me. I had never figured it out.
How do
is
you
it
discover
limited
that?
to one finger, or can you do any finger?
Yeah, how do you discover that?
It's
Are you
the lips get tucked, the fingers go under the tongue, and somehow
that's insane.
And it amplifies, like it's a loud whistle. I can't do it. I've tried to learn, like, because some people do it with two fingers, like.
Oh yeah, huh?
That's some hillbilly ass shit.
Oh, that's what Phil did it. 2 fingers too.
Does he do the 2 pinkies? Oh yeah. Yeah. See.
Yeah.
So sick,
man.
It's a great podcast.
For those of you that are just listening and not watching, it's just a mystery.
It's just all putting all our fingers in our mouth.
our own fingers, not
plays.
That's a
and
big pause.
Just whistling. Failed whistles, so it's just us throwing up plays. Diamond.
Oh, it's like a fucking messed up Barney episode. Can you whistle? No.
I can't.
What about someone else's fingers? If you're like, hey, give me your fingers real quick.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
No,
I can only do it with someone else.
Guys, attention. Give me your hand. Give me your hand.
Yeah. And
do this.
Smaller fingers.
You're all gross.
Or putting your fingers up to someone else's lips. Here, whistle real quick. Like you can't, but you're like, here,
hey,
do the thing real quick.
I just want to be a part of the whistle. I just want to be part of the
It's a tandem bicycle of a whistle. Look at us whistling together.
The worst superhero team ever.
Yeah, what do? You cross your arms?
Yeah. So stupid. What the hell were we gonna talk about?
Oh man.
Anyway, segue.
We were talking about something before we
had a docket.
We have 1 hour. Our guest is going to be here in 1 hour.
Yeah.
He just notified me. So
Jesus Christ.
Get to whistling.
I won't be here in an hour.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. No, not many updates since we last saw you guys. I think we've all just kind of been working for the most part.
Yeah.
Grant, are you officially done with wedding season? I think you were last
I'm
time.
officially done with wedding season, about to kick off into holiday party season. I've got 4 of them coming up in the next 2 weeks. So
oh my god.
I've got a few. And then other than that, I mean, how was Turkey Day for everybody? How was Thanksgiving?
Oh, yo, that's what I wanted to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes.
Yeah.
What was an underrated dish this year for y'all?
I had to work. I had to work at the fucking Circle Pool, and it was cold as shit.
I'm sure you ate some kind of dinner. I'm sure you got something.
Chinese food.
Vegan meal.
I got Chinese food.
Okay.
I mean,
that
actually is right up the alley for a holiday.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah. So
my family is all here, and most of my family are vegans.
Mm-hmm.
So we usually do a vegan Thanksgiving, but me being very much the opposite of a vegan, they still make me a bird and ham because me and a couple of my uncles and cousins are not with that bullshit. But I felt bad making my vegan cousin make a fucking whole ass turkey.
I was gonna say that's crazy to make a whole ass turkey for like 2 or 3 people.
It's like 4, and then like some, like nieces and nephews like bring their boyfriends or partners. So it ends up being like a good amount of people still eating turkey. Yeah. But I feel bad because it takes a long time. So I bought the turkey and ham pre-cooked already this year.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Honey Baked Ham.
Shout out.
Fire.
Wait a minute, we're not getting paid.
Oh, you're right. Shout out to whoever the fuck made my turkey and ham.
Could be fire.
For so much money.
It could be fire.
It costs so much. Under or over? Let's see.
200.
That's it. It was $200 for the turkey and ham.
Damn.
I got Cajun turkey though. It was fire.
Congratulations.
It's like their one day that they go into the black.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should have showed up with a turkey and said, "Here's the ham." He brought the turkey.
So last year it was a smaller group, so I didn't get a whole bird. I just got like a turkey breast, which still is like 4 to 6 people.
No, for sure.
But because it was just, I got the same flavor turkey and ham. They kind of tasted the same. So we were all very confused.
It's all just general.
This year I was like, we have to get a different turkey. It's Cajun turkey, honey baked ham.
That makes sense.
Was it worth it? At $200, was it worth it?
Yeah, I mean, it fed a lot of people, and it's the holiday. It is what it is. I'm probably going, if I do it again, I have to buy it like way in advance. I bought it like 3 weeks in advance this time, or 2 weeks in advance. I'm probably going to do like a full month in advance this time.
Dang.
Because it's just so expensive.
Yeah.
Crab, did you have to DJ Thursday?
No, I DJ'd Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
How was it?
I had my
Do people still go out on Wednesday before Thanksgiving?
Oh, huge night in Portland. Huge night.
I was gonna say, I feel like even in Anchorage, I think the Wednesday before is like, it's just a little bit bigger than normal because I think people fly in or come in early to see family and they're immediately fed up with it within like 24 hours and they're like, I need to get out of the house.
Yeah.
I did my wine event over at the Hoxton.
Can we talk about those? How are those going?
Fire. We went through 72 bottles of wine.
Damn.
2.5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many have you done so far? Or how frequent are you doing them, rather?
Right now, once a month.
Okay, dope. So you've been knocking this out for a few months now.
Yeah, this is on our renegotiation. This is on the
cool
side right now. So
that's exciting.
During the summer, we were doing it twice a month. And now we're doing our winter program, and our winter program is just once a month right now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Looks dope. Looks
yeah. And there's classy. What's the one night only? What's that?
One night only. That is at Fools and Horses, and Fools and Horses is a craft cocktail bar, and it's basically an open speakeasy. So it's a speakeasy without being a speakeasy. So high price point on the cocktails, therefore not a lot of riffraff coming through, a lot of older clientele, and drinks take about couple to 5 minutes to make. And they just let me do whatever I want to do. So I have my saxophonist there, I put up lights and everything, and we just give them a show. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to make a request. Here's my request. I think you and the saxophonist should switch roles next week.
Okay. It'll be bad on equal parts. Okay.
It'll literally be one night only.
Yeah.
No renegotiation.
I might fly in. I love that. I'll
just
fly in
having
to
no
see you
idea
blow
how
the
to
horn
play
out
saxophone.
there.
See how long it takes for the skill levels
to level out.
Yeah.
Like, hold on,
people,
y'all. I think we got it.
People walking in,
we
they're
got
like,
it.
I think this is jazz.
Because do you know the inconvenience of a bad saxophone player on top of a DJ set, but you're at the mercy of being the bad saxophone player this time, and you're like, listen, man, I know how the song goes, but I can't create that.
You're on me right now. What about him?
Oh, he's just
so
like,
now, you got him and a bad DJ.
He's
I feel like
pulling
DJing's easier to pick up.
He's typing in. He's like, you ain't got no John Coltrane?
Yeah, he doesn't know what's your. Yeah, he's in your library like, dude. What is all this T-Pain? Where's the John Coltrane?
Yeah. I do have a nice jazz selection though, so I'm not gonna lie about that.
I think we have a fucking TV show on our hands right here.
The switch over? No, it won't last. It will not last. It will not last.
Like, what's this guy blowing this loud ass horn?
Just Squidward with the clarinet.
Yeah,
angry.
Just have it on in the background. Someone's like, "What the fuck are you watching?"
Just walking around because like they'll be like, oh, you know, like go like ham it up, you know, like go interact with the people.
Like Sinclair with the guitar at at Toco
Like, I don't think I should, guys. And they're like, no, like it's one night only
bar
experience. Like, get on the bar.
Oh my god!
Yo, what if I'm on the bar with that?
That's what I'm saying. It's like you're
just full confidence,
like,
full confidence, blowing it in people's faces.
But I'm like, full back arch stuff.
Oh, just like I think this is staccato jazz.
Breaking the reed because the reed is split right in half.
Just spit coming out of the horn.
Just removing the spit valve. Like I have no idea what this is.
Playing it from the wrong end. Looking in there. Oh, I dropped my phone in there. 1 minute.
Just using it like a cup. Put your phone in there, playing music.
Drop my phone in there.
People putting coins in there, tipping you out into the horn.
Please stop.
Great.
Please stop.
Yeah. Please. Yeah.
Coins jangling around in the horn. I swear there's a podcast somewhere in here. I promise you guys, if you sit through this, you'll learn something eventually. We do have a Mount Rushmore for this week. Our new big thing, we're doing a Mount Rushmore every week because I say so. And luckily, there's 4 of us on the show today. Grant, you missed last week's Mount Rushmore.
Well, we put yours in there.
We put yours in there.
So you do have to clip that up and put a animation to it.
So, surprise, you're gonna
surprise
hear what we think your spirit animal is. Very normal behavior, us giving you a spirit animal. So yeah. This week, gentlemen,
so on point.
It's great. It's fucking great. It's easy. Spoiler alert: it's a fucking moose. Big surprise.
Yeah, weird.
Playing the saxophone to a DJ set. Mount Rushmore this week, gentlemen. Everyone gets one pick. Mount Rushmore Stevie Wonder songs.
Ooh.
Oh shit!
It's about to get real. Grant, you are the furthest away right now, so you will do the honors, my friend.
Ooh, you know what? I think I'm gonna do a quick refresher, but I think I know which one it's gonna be. The problem is, obviously, Stevie Wonder has so many amazing freaking songs.
Copious amounts of music.
Like, oh man, see, mine's not even in the top 5.
Neither is mine.
Wait a minute, I need clarification.
Songs by Stevie Wonder.
So greatest Mount Rushmore
and
Stevie Wonder
sang
song.
and recorded by Stevie, right?
Yes,
Stevie
I would say
Wonder,
that's
boom. Yeah,
not just written. Okay. Mine is gonna be "Living for the City." I
Fire.
love that song. I will play it any chance I get. Whole thing. I don't know. There's something about the melody of that song. And once I'll go through phases where all of a sudden I'll hear it or think of it, and it's just stuck in my head for like a week straight. Like, it's good. So that one's mine.
I don't know if it's a Rhodes piano or if it's a harpsichord, but those chords are just deep.
Yeah.
The middle is interesting because it has the sound effects and everything, and you're just kind of like, if you're DJing, you're kind of like looking around, like,
and
fucking
for a long time, I had I downloaded it off of LimeWire when I was like in high school, and I remember like it cut off suddenly, and the longest time thought it was like a 2-minute song. I was like, man, this is a weird Stevie. Like, I was like, I bet on the album it plays into something else.
Yeah, the way it ends. Yeah. It does, because it's that big choir at the end, and then it just hard stop.
Yeah.
It's so ominous. If you're like following the story, you're like, is he all right? The gentleman made it to the city. And is everything okay?
And I think that's like one of the things that I like about it the most is the juxtaposition. Like, it's such a beautiful song, pretty melody. The lyrical content is great. The storytelling is, I mean, it's definitely like one of my favorite Stevie songs. So that's my pick, my Mount Rushmore.
I think my pick is actually the next song. No, it's not, but damn, that's a good one. That comes after that. It's Golden Lady comes after that.
Oh, yeah.
Which if I could pick two, that would be my number two. Mine is going to be Summer Soft. I got to go see Stevie Wonder for the Songs in the Key of Life anniversary tour at MGM Grand.
Hell yeah.
And the second Summer Soft started, I wept. I have no idea what happened. Just it hit. And I was literally sitting there with my hands with my face in my hands, crying.
Who are you with?
My girlfriend at the time.
And that was the beginning of the end.
And she was like, yeah.
He's lost
we broke
his
up
mind.
that day.
Yeah.
He's losing his mind, and I'm reaping all
losing
the
his
benefits.
fucking mind.
She has started to see me as not a man.
Yeah. We broke up shortly thereafter. She left me. Very sad.
Does that song trigger you? Do you think of that?
No, we didn't break up because of that. But that song, it does hit a chord. It's one of those songs. Like, it's not a sad song. But it has sad chords, and
it's just beautiful. Yeah,
it just hits. Yeah. And to see it happening right in front of my fucking face.
Yeah. I mean, Stevie couldn't.
When he was before he was like ill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said, well, Stevie couldn't see it.
He couldn't see it, but I saw it. Shut up,
jury's out. The jury is out on that one.
No, it's not.
He saw it.
Not out. He's blind.
Taking pictures of people playing basketball.
Mm-hmm. Driving.
I'll shoot
driving Lionel Richie's car.
He didn't drive it.
Yes, he did. Lionel
I could do a lot of shit.
What are you doing?
I could do that with my eyes closed.
I think we should set that up.
No, I
think so too.
Ruin my car. I'm not Stevie Wonder rich to just be doing that.
I mean, I didn't hear about an accident happen.
Lionel Richie has a very big driveway, I'm sure.
You think Lionel would have said something if he wrecked his car?
He's like,
hello, it's me again. Okay.
Hello, that's my car.
I don't think you
wonders in a fucking car. Hello.
Yeah. I think he would keep that to himself. I don't think he'd be like, "Hey guys, dumbass here. Let Stevie Wonder drive." And my car is wrecked now.
And, I had to find out what his insurance was looking like.
Yeah. Looking like. I see what you did there.
Neek and I got in a car crash last week. I didn't even tell you this. Neek and I got in a car crash. This isn't public news.
Hold on. Finish Mount Rushmore.
Okay, we'll finish.
Let's finish Mount. I'm putting a pin Travis. In
that. I am. See, I was gonna go with Tuesday Heartbreak. I was gonna go with I Was Made to Love Her. I was gonna go with I Wish.
I love that song. That I Wish might have been my second.
I was gonna go with As. I was gonna go with Always.
Wild Wild West.
But I am gonna go with Knocks Me Off My Feet.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I too was gonna go with As.
Word.
But my grandmother, every year she was alive, would call me and sing I Just Called to Say I Love You. So that is on my Mount Rushmore because I would do a disservice if I didn't. So
I mean,
I like that
that's
you
a great
went with
song.
80s Stevie.
That's a great song.
But notice the song that I went with, Nick.
Songs in the Key of Life.
Mm-hmm. Notice the first line of the song. What did he say?
The first song knocks me off my feet.
First line of the song.
I'm thinking of the hook, and that's not how the song starts.
No.
It's gonna drive me nuts. Oh, I see us in the park. Shut up. That's funny.
Just saying.
You know you don't, Stevie.
Nick is like, oh, word?
Yeah.
Stevie in the studio?
Yeah.
I see us in the park.
You what now?
Yeah.
What now?
Huh?
Stevie Wonder, is Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life, is it still like the most the whatever they remember there was that article, it was like the most valued album ever. They did like some sort of metric where they calculated how much people wanted to get rid of it and how much it was going for, and Songs in the Key of Life was usually at the top of that list.
Yeah,
gotta be.
That's interesting.
That's like at least $20 usually.
Yeah.
I would say. I would
widely regarded as his magnum opus and one of the greatest albums in the history of recorded music. Well, that's subjective. I mean, I agree, but that's
bullshit. Like no one's seen like Song of the Key of Life and been like whack.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I was looking for like an actual metric, and Google's like, oh well.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson's I Can't Help It was supposed to be on the Songs of the Key of Life.
Yeah.
Which one?
I Can't Help It.
I Can't Help It.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stevie wrote that song. The Stevie demo of that is cool because it doesn't have lyrics.
Right.
It's just him kind of freestyling.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little fun fact to blow your guys' minds.
Okay.
I've been reading the Phil Collins autobiography called Not Dead Yet. And in that, Phil Collins says at 13 years old, he's an extra in the Beatles movie A Hard Day's Night. And he's in the fucking crowd as a child.
So
I looked it up because he wanted to do like a whole career as he wanted to be an actor. Sure enough, motherfucking Phil Collins.
Wow.
Okay.
That's crazy.
The timeline just like totally warped my mind though, because I'm like, I always assumed that they were kind of like the same age.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, you kind of, well, it's crazy because Phil Collins, I think Phil Collins, because he has that whole other career, you know, you kind of just assume that Phil Collins, like I push them aside, but I mean,
I was gonna say my feelings are the opposite, where I'm like, oh, those worlds crossed.
Yeah.
And that's surprising to me.
Yeah.
You
Paul McCartney and Phil Collins being this.
Yeah, he couldn't
are
be
not
the
same age in my mind.
No, I didn't think that either. But again, to me, I think that's because in my mind, Phil Collins is so heavily like late 70s, early 80s kind of in my head.
Like into the 90s.
That I don't assume he existed before that, which is insane.
Like in my mind, they didn't exist on Earth at the same time.
Just like popped up during the 70s.
Yeah.
Like, here he is.
Yeah, fully formed, messing with synthesizers. Just
protege, like a drum legend at the age of like whatever he appeared at. Yeah. Do we have a Phil Collins Mount Rushmore? I know it's a rare double Mount Rushmore, but is there
in the air?
Yeah.
In the air, yeah.
In the Air Tonight has to be on there. Studio, amazing song.
Studio, yeah.
Another Day in
Lover.
Paradise.
Easy Lover. Another Day in Paradise.
And then you got to go with Tarzan.
Tarzan, yeah.
Dude, anything from the Tarzan soundtrack. That soundtrack fucking.
Why was it so good?
It was so good.
It was so good.
It was so good.
It was
crazy.
Actually, I think that might be the soundtrack that we've talked about often on this pod.
As a kid, I was like, I don't get why everybody's making a big deal. Yeah. And then as an adult who grew into adult contemporary, I was like,
and even now,
when need to go this tough.
No, when people request it at weddings and I play it, I'm like, solid choice.
You'll Be in My Arms.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll cry every fucking time.
Yeah, that song is fire
every time.
I think it was #1 in the world.
It might have been.
I think it was too.
I think it was on the fucking.
But again, Disney had that run where their soundtracks were going
just crushing the soundtracks.
Yeah,
they had a good run.
Circle of Life.
Yeah, Elton.
That's an interesting.
That soundtrack was fire.
It's good.
What's his name? Weaver.
Mulan had 98 Degrees and Stevie Wonder on the same song.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. What about Toy Story?
Randy Newman, my dude.
Yeah, that's your guy.
Randy. I love Randy.
Every time I find a Randy Newman album, I think of Nick.
I don't know why I love Randy Newman so much. I think I saw his Tiny Desk and I was like, "This is great."
Oh, it was for the Tiny Desk.
This is the most wholesome thing I've ever seen. And now I'm a fan. Yeah.
Nails on a Chalkboard. I don't know how you listen to that.
It's great.
It was on the list of 500 greatest albums in Rolling Stone, and I went through and had to sit through the whole album. I was just so pissed at the end of
it. That's crazy. Has the opposite.
That's so funny. Just the most jovial man, and Colin just like,
bug.
I do have a white label promo of "I Love LA" though that I'm be happy to sell unique for $100. So beautiful. I'll cut you a deal. $99.99.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know. Maybe I need to give Randy Newman a little bit more effort.
Early Randy Newman, definitely. He's got an album. Let me find it that I go back.
I mean, in another lens, I get it. Like it sounds like clown music.
Meek, stand your ground.
But I get it.
Meek, stand your ground.
He's trying.
I don't feel that way. I'm just saying another lens. I understand.
I would never say that. Nick, all right, let me just put it this way. I would never say that about Michael Bolton.
Okay.
I can't see another way.
I wouldn't either.
I can't see another way.
You can't see
Michael Bolton's clown music?
There is no other way.
There is no other lens. It's right and wrong is what it is.
How are you supposed to live without him? Michael asked that question. No. Or how is he supposed to live without you?
Randy Newman.
Am I supposed to live without him?
What'd you say, Randy Newman? What?
Good Old Boys. That's the Good Old Boys. That's the album that I go back to a lot. If you can find, I guess Rednecks is on there still. But yeah, solid song.
Randy rules, dude. I don't know about
sanity.
Just watch the Tiny Desk. I don't care about his albums. Just watch the Tiny Desk.
We're losing ground over here with this guy.
So funny.
You said I don't care about the albums. I don't
look. I never said I was like a super. I just think he's great. I like the songs that I like. I like his approach.
Who would be
I like his tone.
Modern day Randy Newman.
There ain't one. Who the fuck is out here singing about being a friend?
Okay, this is kind of a weird. This is a weird.
Why was I thinking Ed Sheeran?
Ed Sheeran.
Sure.
If there is one, it's Ed Sheeran, but it's not. But if there was,
how is it not?
What's that one rapper? Alec Benjamin.
Who's that?
He just like you look up his album cover and
wanted
looks
to
like
say
CGI,
that
and
so bad.
And I'm like, it sounds like
you've been waiting to say that. That's what
this is a promo.
Yeah, for real. This is one of your boys up in the last
payola.
That's one of your dudes that's trying to get out.
It is awful.
Grant said, "Yeah, I'll come on the podcast."
Hey, use the platform. Go ahead, Grant.
I got time today.
Yeah, it's yours right now,
DMS.
man. Go ahead.
It's on DMS. It's popular, I swear.
Grant's bringing Dom in that. There's Dom in that coffee cup. I see you over there.
I'm getting side money to promote albums on this podcast.
It sounds like Bruce Spruce, actually. I think you guys are familiar from Anchorage.
Yeah,
reminiscent of Randy Newman. His sentiments.
Yeah,
Randy's fine. Ed Sheeran's huge.
Ed Sheeran's massive.
Ed Sheeran's massive, and he's clearly so talented.
Yeah.
I personally just could not give a damn.
I will say there is. I saw a review of like his most recent album that actually put a perspective to the whole legality of why he keeps getting sued, and because the new album is like Subtract and it's very bare bones. But and someone mentioned they're like, this could be why he keeps getting copyright issues, is because it's just chord. You're just leaving the chords. He barely puts anything else behind it because it's just him and his guitar. And so if he's just using the same chord progressions, the chances that he's going to sound like someone is high, very high.
Yeah, because there's not
a lot
it's
going
not like
on.
there's a lot in pop music. Like,
yeah.
Does he have a band? Is there an Ed Sheeran band, or is it just his shows are just him playing guitar?
A lot of times it's just him. Like you see him just with him and his loop pedal.
He's a looper.
Wild.
Which is insane to think of a stadium tour with a loop pedal.
People going crazy.
That's why I don't give a shit. It's so talented. I get it. He's so talented. Yeah. And everybody I know that has gone to his shows have been like, oh my God, it was amazing. But in my head, I'm like, I'm good.
He's got a song with Eminem, which I just found that out. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Good again.
It seems like Eminem would not want to do that.
You'd think so.
Are you sure? Because he's done songs with people like him all the time.
I mean,
I guess that's true.
Elton and Eminem.
That's kind of his brand. Dido.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dido. Yeah.
Rihanna.
Oh, the monster.
One with Skylar Grey.
Just gonna stand.
He does this. It's right on brand for Eminem.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the worst songs. What is that? Just
toxic relationship anthem.
Yeah.
And
that's sober Eminem. I hate that. I feel so bad.
Love the way you lie.
Sober Eminem.
Love the way you lie.
Yeah. My friend said it.
You like that?
My friend said it one time. He was like, as a human being, happy he's sober. As a person that loved rap music, I wish he never got sober. Like,
right. It's fucked up to say that out loud, but I 100% agree with that sentiment.
Yeah. That's like what? Chance, right? You're like, go back and do acid.
Chance.
Again.
Oh man, Chance is another one. Got
acid.
Sober.
Yeah.
And damn, I don't care.
Secular music. Yeah. Even Kanye.
Yeah, it's secular music now.
Secular music. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Kanye has an album coming out with Ty. I am very excited about.
We'll give it a shot.
Is Kanye uncanceled / was he ever canceled?
He was never canceled.
I don't think he was ever truly canceled.
I think he was truly canceled. I think he was in pop culture timeout.
Yeah, he said, how can I be anti-Semitic if I just fucked a Jewish bitch?
Wild.
Yeah, crazy.
Hey, it's got a point.
All you got to do is make a bar and you're back.
Got a point.
Yeah.
If someone was going to get away with saying that, it's him.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
Like, I can't think of anyone else.
I don't want to say. I'm not gonna say. I his music's good enough, and people don't care enough. Like enough people don't care that you're gonna have to play it, and people are just gonna have to get over it.
But he's got Ty. He made the right move by putting Ty Dolla $ign on it, because I'm here for Ty.
Yeah.
Right. Like you're gonna be there for Ty. Yeah. If Ty put out a solo album, we'd go look at it.
Facts.
Yeah.
So I think he knew he had to bring somebody on.
Yeah.
Well, this is like old, right? This is like 2020 stuff.
It's probably
it's a lot of old. It's a lot of older stuff that they cleaned up.
They leaked like what, like hundreds and hundreds of songs from this guy.
Oh yeah,
You've probably heard
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
but it's finished now.
Yeah.
As
Not by
opposed
choice,
to
but here it is.
Yeah,
as opposed to the last
Donda 2
the Dondas.
Yeah.
Just we didn't finish, probably won't, but here they are.
Yeah.
He doesn't need the money. We know that. And he doesn't need the notoriety, nor do I think he cares about the notoriety.
Right.
I don't think he definitely wants to be in the conversation anymore.
I think he does.
I don't think so.
I think Kanye is so arrogant that he wants that. Like, it's not a money thing. I think he wants the notoriety. I think he wants the.
But the album's about to come out.
Wants to be talked about.
The album's about to come out, and there hasn't been a rollout.
He hasn't done Kanye anything West crazy. He usually does something like off the wall.
Just the knowledge that Kanye West is putting something out is a rollout.
Yeah,
facts. But he does something behind that though.
Yeah,
it's so crazy.
I mean, he has like lately it's been that way. Like it'd be like a new Yeezy season or something.
Yeah, and it's so wild to think of like the Pablo rollout and think of that as like a tame rollout from Kanye. And it was also a nightmare. But you're like, man, just go back to the simple days of,
good old fashioned marketing, and it's
going to the high schools. And,
going
down to every radio station.
Pablo was probably the most recent Kanye thing that I actually liked.
That Pablo concert I think it's all historic.
I think it's too. And Watch the Throne I thought was cool too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really consider that to be like a Kanye product because that is a joint thing, but I'll call it that. But those are probably the two after. I shouldn't say recent because that's not recent, but after late registration, those are the two things that I liked.
Yeah,
and
I do have a question.
Everything else is too experimental for me. He fucks around too much for my taste.
Yeah. If he didn't go on the crazy, all the stuff he did when he did the seven song albums produced for everybody, for Pusha, for himself, for Kid Cudi, for all that, would those projects have been way bigger? Because when I think about it, I was like, that is a crazy thing for a producer / rapper to do within the span of a year. And I feel like it got tamped down because of how insane he went.
According to him,
and conservative he went.
According to him, all of that was supposed to be all of that was supposed to be his stuff.
Yeah.
So that was.
I think it would.
That was all supposed to be a. He said.
Like
he said
tracks?
I gave out. What did he say? He said I gave out 3 albums of Dark Beautiful Fantasy. I gave away 3 albums of Dark Beautiful Fantasy.
So he had like leftover tracks that he gave to other people.
No, what I'm saying is like all those tracks were supposed to be on one album, and it was supposed to be up to par as.
Oh, got you. Okay. But he split it up and made out EPs for other people
and gave it to everybody else. Yeah.
I mean, I do. I mean, maybe, but I still feel like I agree with what you're saying, Grant. Like, I feel like all of those albums would have got much more attention.
Yeah.
Had the stuff he was pulling outside of music not been so prevalent.
Yeah, because like even thinking about it like that. I mean, I loved that Push album. That Push album.
Pusha and Nas. That Nas album was
even that Nas album was great.
I like the Tiana album.
And the Tiana album was great too. I still play a lot of that Tiana album.
That's
a lot. I mean, there's 7 tracks, but
see, that's the thing. None of them are bad. Like they're all good. Like that Push album, I listen to repeatedly.
Well, Tiana was definitely not finished.
God, it's crazy to say, but that Pusha album might be like my favorite Pusha project. It's
up there.
It's up there for me.
It's fucking dope.
Yeah, he basically said that he regretted giving that album away.
Yeah,
it was too good. He's like, that could have been a Kanye album.
Like that's what he said. He's like,
you guys still playing Kanye?
100%.
I am. Yeah. I mean, it's still, I still get a reaction to, All Falls Down. I still get a reaction to Gold Digger. I mean, I haven't had any other than when he first got like really canceled. I kind of stayed away from it for like a month, and then I started testing the water. I was like, it still works. If it still works at R&B and Ribs, I'm going to assume it's good.
I'm playing old and new Kanye.
Yeah.
I did stop when the initial he came on.
Yeah.
I still don't really. Not that it's like a moral thing. I just the gig I have where I could play a lot of it. The guy I DJ with plays a lot of Kanye, so I just kind of leave it to him.
Like he's got it covered.
He's got it covered, and if I start adding to it, where it's just Kanye dedication, it starts to feel like we're taking a stance, which
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like we've heard Kanye 10 times tonight. This is a lot.
Yeah.
So I just don't. There's plenty of songs I would play. Like I like All Falls Down is a good one.
Yeah.
I've always thought Gold Digger was kind of cheesy, but fine. It gets reaction.
Yeah, Gold Digger is kind of cheesy, and I mean, I only really play, which I in my head
high.
I kind of rationalize because I'm just like, it's just the Jamie Foxx part, so that's not Kanye, right? So that's fine.
See, that's the thing. I usually like the songs that I do play that have Kanye in it. I don't play the Kanye part.
Yeah,
but that's just because I'm quick mixing. It's not even.
Yeah,
it's not like I'm taking a stance again.
I haven't played any of it since, and I don't know if the crowd wants to hear it or not.
Yeah.
If there's a desire. I read something that like only people over 30 like to hear Jay-Z, and I'm like, shit, is this a sign of the times? You know,
right.
is this, you know, these older artists in their 50s, does that resonate with somebody that's 22 and listens to
Young Boy or whatever?
Yeah.
I hear you. Yeah, I'm that too.
I don't know. You know, and I think like for me it's Can't Tell Me Nothing would be the one that I would play. I think it's just such a fucking monster of a track, or Paris or anything else, you know. But I don't know if these songs have aged well. You know, I don't know if these songs have necessarily. Are people getting excited about hearing like Jay-Z, like I Just Want to Love You, you know? Or is that just like.
See, the rooms that I play, yes, for me. And especially like when I do play Tube, when it's all Gen X in there. You know, they're singing along to Big Pimp, and they're singing along to Paris.
Paris, I could see still being huge.
Yeah.
Big Pimpin's like old enough to drive now, or old enough to drink now, right? Like it's 21 years old.
Might be. Yeah.
I was a young whippersnapper when I first heard that song.
But I mean, if I'm doing,
but I hear you. I work throwbacks. Like that's my bread and butter. So those songs get played.
Yeah.
But
would it hold up in young room?
I think
for me it does.
Yeah.
In a young room, I think Paris works.
Right.
Paris works. I think, well, and it's funny because I think the Jay-Z stuff too works. Like Big Pimpin' works. I Just Want to Love You, but works for like a snippet. I don't know. Like once I get into the verses of those songs,
in the night.
Yeah, once I get into the verses of those songs for like a younger crowd, I don't know. Maybe it's internal, but I feel them checking out.
See, I'm finding them singing along to it, but that's at my I completely different with my young crowds out here.
Yeah,
they are
playing
singing
saxophone. You're doing weird shit.
Yeah,
like, I get it.
Like,
Big Pimpin' with the saxophone.
Yeah.
So sick.
I don't know.
Are we still playing Diddy?
Oh, number one album of the year. But again, that album is an R&B album, so it's everybody else is singing it. So
which is kind of the case for most of Diddy's music.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I think he's pretty uncancelable because of the amount of work that's out here that he's done.
Yeah.
And I
think like
he's not even guilty yet. So
because like for instance, are we gonna like not play Biggie? I don't think so. You know.
That's the other thing. When it comes to canceling artists, which I think I've finally gotten to the point where I just don't agree with it in general. Yeah. Like I personally just think it's kind of silly.
Yeah.
Like you can make your personal choices as a DJ. I don't fuck with it. I don't play it. Like I'm not playing R. Kelly out, even though I like R. Kelly's music.
Right.
Yeah.
Only because I'm making the choice that I don't want to trigger somebody in the club. I think that's just a whack thing to
Yeah.
like take a stance on and or like be pro. Like, oh
Yeah.
take us like make your opinions, but like at the end of the day, our job is to make sure people have a good time.
Yeah.
But Diddy's music, it's such a wide net.
Yeah.
And his voice is so like sparse in most songs. And I think that's really what the line is. If you're canceling somebody, it's their voice.
Yeah.
He is not
I'm with you
guilty.
there.
Yeah.
All alleged.
Is he not guilty or was it just
all
settled?
Alleged? It's all alleged.
Settled.
See,
it was settled
and I agree with that
hours.
notion too. Like until it's guilty in court,
Like
we can't talk about cancel. We can't really say we should cancel somebody.
Yeah.
That's I agree with that as well.
With the Diddy thing, the fact that it was over in a day with Cat, I was like, how much money was that?
Oh, for sure.
Very curious.
Oh my god, it had to be
for sure.
It had to
sure. And that's why everything else
like...
is coming out because all the other girls are like, yo, wait a minute.
How, like he canceled that in a day?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. That's what I was thinking. I was like,
well, I got a story.
Yeah.
I could at least get 100K.
I'll come up with a story.
Not
to say that everybody's lying, but I would come up with a story.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not guilty yet. You were comparing it to the R. Kelly situation. It's like he ain't guilty.
That was guilty.
That's guilty.
That's guilty. Like that's guilty. Blatantly guilty. And you're right. Like it's not the same thing.
Right.
Is R. Kelly's court case resolved? Is that settled?
I think it was.
Is R. Kelly's one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Is he?
I mean, he's in jail.
For how long? How long did they give him? Do we know?
25 to life, I think it was.
I think he's, and I think it's multiple life sentences in different states.
Yeah.
20 years.
I remember correctly.
20, right?
He was sentenced to 20 years in prison in Chicago.
Okay.
In Chicago, yeah.
Oh wait, hold on.
It just keeps coming.
Update.
Yeah, here we go. R. Kelly sentenced to 20 years in Chicago sex crimes, 19 years served along with previous sentence. Kelly's lawyers asked for so he's doing 20 years.
He's in. He's in.
He's locked in, boy. He's sentenced.
It's just too much of an inconvenience for the crowd to play something where you think someone's going to come up to you, and it's too and like you too, like
yeah.
And I've seen it with Kanye. That's kind of why I'm like, no, exactly. I just rather not.
Yeah. Well, like Myrna's in Anchorage, I mean, gay club, and it's very clear. Like the one thing they always say whenever a DJ pops in, they're like, no Kanye, and that's like understandable.
Cool.
Done. Won't do it. Easy.
I've seen people go up to or ask bartenders or the DJ like, is he Jewish?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To you?
No, to
your DJ.
To my coworker.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh, so
what?
Somebody out there cares. Somebody cares. I don't care. Maybe my friends don't care, but somebody cares.
This is a side note. This is a side note, but it is wild to call another DJ that you're playing with a coworker. I love it.
He's a friend, but at night,
no,
in this situation,
I love it. I love it. Like, hey, I'm at a work event with a coworker. It's like actually I'm going B2B with a DJ. Like,
it makes the whole thing very corporate.
Yeah.
But over at the water cooler the other day, my coworker had told me.
Into the bar.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill, did you happen to hear the new Little Baby song? Anyways, I'll see you over there back in the office in a couple minutes.
Yeah, these spreadsheets looking at your Serato.
Yeah. Let's see here. I just didn't perform too well last night.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start treating it like a real job, like a real serious job. Hey, what time is our lunch break tonight?
Yeah, exactly. Union, I'm clocked out. This mix has 20 more minutes.
I be treating it like that. They're like, all right, let's start up. I'm like, yeah, we got 4 minutes till doors.
Yeah. Yeah.
That hard stopwatch where you're like 59. You're like, right,
and song's over.
Yeah.
How about when you go into a place and you're setting up and the place is playing off of the Spotify, and then they go to the next song and just somebody comes up to you, hey, can you play
Always.
Yeah, yeah.
Or hey, that's a nice song that you just played right there.
Yeah.
Get more of that.
Still setting
Yeah.
up.
You're like,
I haven't
tipped
even
out
opened up
for
my
that.
computer yet.
I got tipped out for that last week.
Yeah,
Guy gave me $20. He was like, "Fucking love that song." I was like, "Me too, man. Have a good night."
It's so funny. One time that happened to me and Tony H. One time we were DJing, and we're sitting there DJing, and talking to each other, bullshitting, and I play a transition track. I put it on transition track and whatever. Me and Tony are talking, and I'm not even paying attention. The transition happens, and someone comes up. They're like, "That was amazing. Here you go." I was like, "You got it, man. More of those coming up."
Watch the
They're like, "I noticed that." I was like, "Hell yeah."
Sick. He's
Shout
like, that was
out.
the illest thing I've ever heard.
It was like looking. Shout out, Scooter. Scooter's the guy.
Scooter.
I'll give you guys one. I got burned the other day by the iPad.
Oh.
Here's the deal. I started a new night at Super Frico in Cosmopolitan, and it's all vinyl. And I got in there, and there's a break between my sets, and they played like Chili for Your Love. They played Steve, Mo Night, Only You, and these are records that I brought. So these are just paperweights in my bag, basically.
Oh no!
Because
no,
I'm not at the mercy of like. So I'm like writing down like, all right, already burned that one, and I'm like moving things to the back, and I'm like, God, I still have 45 minutes before I go back on. This could be really bad.
It'd be so funny if you found out the bartender or whatever was like, looked you up on Spotify, like Phenom's Final Collections. They're like, fuck it, throw that on.
Yeah.
You're like, you are burning me,
so
sir.
Good.
Your playlist.
Yeah. Like, what's the B-side on here? Just playing like really weird, obscure,
just
like
all ballads.
Yeah, I know you guys love that song from him, but what about this? Yeah,
that's the B-side.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know. Our guest went to film school. You got to do it super proper.
I know.
We had a nice little conversation with Grant, which is going to be the supplement to this episode, which maybe is in front, maybe is in back earlier. But our guest today, we are so excited to have him. I had bumped into him randomly, but didn't get to say what's up at Coachella. Fantastic producer, fantastic DJ, fantastic human. Make some noise for our special guest, Full Crate.
Boom, 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 boom.
How we doing, man?
I'm good. Back in LA. Happy to be back.
Oh yeah.
Back in LA. Yeah. You are like all over. You are, I saw, let me see here real quick. DC, Dubai, and Dallas. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Which, fuck, marry, kill. Which one are we going with here?
Yeah.
No. It's a fucking insane schedule. How do you keep up? How do you do it?
I don't know, man. I'm asking myself that same question every time I get on the plane and get off it. It's been a busy year. I started my tour in May, and I toured Europe and a lot of chunks of the world. It's a blessing. It gets heavy. I'm not gonna lie. So I try to balance it, man. Just having days off, doing regular human stuff in between all of the craziness.
That is nuts. Now, are you producing on the road as well? Or you have like a little hotel set up that you're getting busy?
I do sometimes. A lot of it happens sometimes on planes even. I like write, compose. Where I can, I'll sing because I've been singing a lot lately, which has been great. Yeah, man, I just get in a session anywhere I can in between.
And we do need to talk about the new album. We're going to get into all of this because there's so much stuff that I've been hearing from you from little pop-up videos of flips and stuff like that. And we sent out a post that some DJs replied, and they had some questions for you as well. But amazing. What I want to do before we get into all of this, every week what we do, we compare two artists head to head. Since you are our special guest today, we're going to go their top 5 songs on Spotify, and you're going to pick a this or a that. It's going to get tough, but only one song from each round can stay. All right. And our two artists today are artists I believe that you've been inspired by at some point. I think artists we've all been inspired by. And we are talking about Frank Ocean and Miguel.
No.
Round 1. From Frank Ocean, Pink and White or Sure Thing from Miguel?
I already hate this game. Dang. Miguel's the homie, but I'm not trying to be biased. Man, I love both records for so many reasons, for so many obvious reasons. I'd say Pink and White.
Okay. Round 2, Lost or Girl with the Tattoo?
Girl with a Tattoo.
Okay. 1-1. Round 3, Novocaine or the sped up version of Sure Thing?
Novocaine.
Okay.
TikTok.
I mean, we gotta include it. TikTok, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not even like the So Def remix of Sure Thing.
The TikTok fast version.
Just TikTok.
Don't get me wrong. I love Sure Thing. Like, I really love the record.
Yeah.
But not the TikTok version.
I
prefer the original over the TikTok version.
Yeah.
Round 4, Thinking About You or Adorn?
Ooh, you had to put those together.
That's easily the hardest round.
Yeah.
Shit. Man, it's tough because one is, I think, it's a better record. The other one has an emotional value to me. So it's just like a difficult. I can't do a tie because now.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I would say these are, in my opinion, both of their best songs.
Yeah. I could agree with that.
Arguably, yeah.
I love Adorn. Adorn is definitely one of my favorite Miguel records. But I also love Think About You for so many reasons. One of them being like an emotional attachment to the record when it came out, which I'm pretty sure so many people had to.
Of course.
I would go with Thinking About You.
Okay. Later, Adorn. Later, Miguel.
Bye.
Round 5, Ivy or All I Want Is You featuring J. Cole?
All I Want Is You.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That boom bat on that.
That was close.
Dum, 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 dum.
That was close.
Dum, 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 dum. That song is so fire. I love that song.
We're going to take you.
Artist.
Oh, yeah. We're going to take you right into the lightning round with this one. This is going to kind of peek to the DJ side of you. One of the artists stays and the other goes forever. You go to pull that record off the shelf, it's just a question mark. Anytime you go to play the song, the file's corrupt. You're not going to be able to grab it. The artist simply doesn't exist. So you're going to tell us which one you're going to stick with. Starting with, let's see, Clash or the Ramones?
Which one stays?
The
Ramones.
Amy Winehouse or Dua Lipa?
I mean, Amy Winehouse stays.
Okay.
Respectfully, no brainer for me.
Cardi B or Doja Cat?
Doja Cat stays.
50 Cent or Ja Rule?
50 Cent stays.
Okay. Project Pat or Trick Daddy?
Ooh. Trick Daddy stays.
Okay. Sean Paul or Beanie Man?
Oh, that's a tough one. Oh, I have to like go back into my record collection and like, I play the most. Man, that's a tough one. I say Sean Paul stays.
Okay.
I love Beanie too.
Faith Evans or Mary J. Blige?
Faith Evans stays. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but
there are no wrong answers here. There's also no right answers.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Split decision. Split down the middle. Beat Nuts or Alcoholics?
Alcoholics.
Okay. Yeah, Yeahs or No Doubt?
No Doubt.
The Doors or Nirvana?
Nirvana.
Okay. Fleetwood Mac or Tom Petty?
Ooh. Fleetwood Mac.
Okay. Dilla or Pete Rock?
Dilla.
Okay. Jay-Z or Future?
Jay-Z.
Okay. Disclosure or Jamie XX?
Disclosure.
Okay. Some tough ones here, getting into it. Let's go with Prince or Michael Jackson?
MJ.
Okay. Mariah or Whitney?
Whitney.
And last but not least, we ask it every episode, Outkast or Hall & Oates?
Outkast.
All right. That was easy.
That's a lightning round.
That's a lightning
That's
round.
a lightning round.
Yeah.
That's how it's done.
I love this game. I haven't played this game. Wow, this is great.
Oh, wait a minute. Come on. Give him a couple more.
We got a couple more.
Yeah.
I mean,
since we're lightning this thing,
that was
usually
a
there's
round.
a lot of discourse.
Yeah.
We have to do half the amount because it goes for a while.
Music Soul Child or Dwelle?
Oh, in the same time, I've discovered them at the same time, so that's a tough one. I'd say Music Soul Child, purely based off of if you play the songs and have to sing along with the records, which one do I know better? It'll probably be Music.
Ashanti or Sierra?
Ooh, that's a tough one for different reasons. Ashanti or Sierra? Sierra.
Okay.
What's the recent dance hall one we did?
We did that.
Well, we did that. The Sean Paul versus Beanie.
No, there's the other one. The
was it Ranks?
Was it Supercat?
damn, we've done 3.
Yeah.
I was thinking did we do the Yellow Man one?
No.
Not yet.
Okay.
Was it Ranks?
Shabba Ranks versus
Shabba?
Supercat?
Yeah, Shabba Ranks for Supercat.
Yeah.
I'll go Shabba just because I'll probably have more records that I played by Shabba than I did Supercat.
Mm-hmm.
Clips or Mobb Deep?
Ooh, it's unfair. Because I grew up with Mobb Deep, but then later on I started getting to Clips. I'd say Mobb Deep.
Okay. Justin Timberlake or Usher?
Why you gotta be like that, bro?
A little bit of thunder with the lightning.
Yeah, it's tough because there's so many different. Oh man, that's a tough one.
Either way, it's like shifting everything. Like there's a big musical shift if one of those goes.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like who can I. Because Justified is definitely one of my favorite albums ever, but so is almost every single Usher album ever made. You Don't Have to Call by Usher alone is a record that is easily one of my favorites. So, and both of them have
produced by Pharrell and Chad.
I'm a Pharrell fan, so huge Neptunes fan. So, I'd say Usher, although I'm a huge JT fan.
I think that's a fair pick.
It's a hard pick.
I feel like Usher has more. Okay, Trav's not gonna like this opinion.
Wait a minute. No. This was my
This is your matchup?
battle, so
Yeah,
that I
this is your
couldn't pick
matchup.
it specifically.
And I was gonna say I'm agreeing with your pick because, and you're not gonna like my opinion on this, but I feel like Usher has more good albums.
I have no dog in the fight, so I can't say anything to that. Yeah, because both of my dogs they cancel each other out on this one.
Yeah, it was a difficult one to pick because I think I have more favorite songs by JT.
Okay, but they're all in the same
catalog versus catalog. Then I would choose Usher.
Right.
Yes. You have more songs by JT, but would you say a big chunk of them are on one album?
Yes, they are. Probably most 100%. Of them. And that's why catalog-wise, I would say.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
If you weren't a DJ as well, would your decision be the same?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to look at it from both perspectives of like, what do I play a lot?
Yeah.
And what do I listen to? And I think also culturally, Usher was there, excuse me, earlier with the influence, how he influenced music.
I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm. Just like I said, Justified is one of my favorite albums.
Yes. But we can't sleep on the cultural impact of Justin Timberlake being on the Mickey Mouse Club, though.
Wow. The Mickey Mouse Club is.
I never grew up with that because I grew up in Armenia and then I moved to Europe and that wasn't a thing for us. So yeah. I know him as an NSYNC guy. That was.
Yeah. And then the Britney Spears Mickey Mouse Club too. That was
Britney was on Mickey Mouse Club. Same with Ryan Gosling, JC Chazé, Christina Aguilera, Jennifer Love Hewitt, and Fergie was on Kids Incorporated, the spinoff show.
Kind of like the Mickey.
Yeah.
I totally forgot to ask Tupac or Biggie.
Never ending question.
It truly is a depending on the weather type of question.
Yeah.
It's tough because I love them both for different reasons. And I think those are the same reasons a lot of people choose, you know. I'd say Biggie.
Yeah. Which one did you hear first?
Pac. Pac is the first. Pac is the second hip hop artist I've ever heard. The first one was Warren G.
I used
to live in Russia for a little while as a kid, and it was this video on TV by a Russian artist. They were singing a song, and there was a rap feature on it, and it was Warren G. And I was like,
no way.
I was like 11 or something. I was like, what is this? I like this. Maybe and then I'm lying. The second artist after that, when I moved to Amsterdam, I heard Q-Tip doing Breathe and Stop and Everything. Like, what is this? Like, and at that time I was 13, and a couple of months later I went to high school for the first time, and one of my homies in high school was like, yo, and this is a time when bootleg CDs was a thing. Everybody's burning CDs and stuff, and he came to me, he was like, yo, I got the CD, you got to listen to it. And it had the letters, you know, it had Tupac written on it, and I was like, ooh. I got one. I got into Biggie later on, but I'd say Biggie more from a sonic perspective. I've always been music, melodies first and then lyrics. So I would choose Pac lyrically probably.
Yeah.
But sonically, I gravitate towards Biggie more just because of the beats were more for me.
I was gonna ask that. Who picked the better beats? Who do you guys think?
Between
we've
Pac
never
and
talked
Biggie?
about that. Yeah.
You guys can go first. I have an opinion though.
I mean, Biggie had the stable of Uptown producers, and you know, that came along with Puffy, and then he had the Hit Squad, producers that were there. So like Stevie J, Mario Winans was around that time too. So all those producers too.
I'm going Biggie on that one.
I would have to go Biggie on that one, just because of the stable of producers that he had.
Ski Beats,
those are all part of that Hit Squad.
There's this one record, I think it was Method Man and is Biggie on the Watt? Is it a Biggie record featuring Method Man, or is it Method Man featuring Biggie?
Yes. So Method Man is the only rapper to be featured on both.
Yeah. It's a Biggie
song and a Tupac song.
Yeah. So that beat alone for me is just.
Shout out to Easy Mo B. He produced for Biggie.
Yeah, that's. Yeah. I think Biggie was definitely on interesting.
Primo.
Like Herb Alpert Rise. Bump, 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 bump. Got my Put a Spell on You.
Yeah.
Man.
Between the Sheets.
I just
Between the Sheets with Big Papa.
I just prefer those type of classic boom bap beats.
Yeah.
I grew up with more of the East Coast.
Yeah.
Style production than West Coast, but then later on, which also because of Tupac, obviously that sound became bigger. Because I'm still
Death Row Tupac. Not even because even early Pac was good too. Like there were some good beats.
Yeah.
Like his more East Coast stuff was pretty funky. Like he had some
Right,
stuff.
it
But it's like
was.
early 90s style. So like louder snares, rim shot, like type snappy.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was the difference between with Biggie, I really enjoyed the more hard-hitting records. And with Pac, I gravitated more towards the soulful records.
Mm-hmm.
Changes, you know, like the more soulful or the Do for Love cut. That, you know, so those are the records that I'm like, it's just because I love soulful music. But with Biggie, there's just something about these beats. I'm like, oh man, like the what? And he had the Me and My Bitch record, like that. Just
tough.
Yeah. It's he's you know, there's that, there's the Do for Love, there's I Get Around and stuff like the smooth like cruise and shit.
Yeah.
Is like it shows Pac's versatility.
Still, and that it's funny because we're making a comparison, so it sounds like we're saying one sucks and the other's good, but like
they both have
Pac's good stuff is really fucking good.
Right. Well, speaking of records and streams and plays, I wanted to do a quick by the numbers for Full Crate, as today is Spotify wrap-up day for everyone around the world. First of all, disclaimer, yes, I know Spotify needs to pay artists more. We're going to get that out of the way. Everyone needs to get paid more money for streaming. With that being said, we want to take a moment to acknowledge some numbers that Full Crate put up this year. 22.3 million streams on Spotify.
Boom.
4.6 million listeners around the world.
Boom.
1 million hours listened.
Boom.
In 183 countries.
Boom.
Congratulations, sir.
Boom.
Congratulations, dude.
What's going through your mind when those numbers come off?
You got a farm, huh? No, I'm playing. Yeah.
Hard work, a lot of hard work. Funny enough, I was talking to one of my managers the other day, and I found a screenshot that said 80,000 monthly listeners, which is already absolutely amazing, you know. And this year is the first time that we passed 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify, which has been a goal for me for so long. Just like a little side quest outside of the music itself. Yeah. Honestly, overall, just blessed because I know so many people that just are way more talented than me, but don't get the numbers for whatever amount of reasons, you know. So it's just, I will say it's a huge team effort. It's not just me. There's a lot of people involved, you know, from the business end of it to so many dope creatives that contribute to my music and my album and my songs. And I've never been the me type person. So yeah, man, I just grateful that in this day and age, I get to do that, you know, on this level, and still feels like I'm just getting started, but definitely stopping for a second and acknowledging like, hey, this is special.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's when you quantify that many people listening, 4.6 million, you know, it's tough to even imagine visually what that looks like. But your imprint has been felt around the world already. So
yeah, man. And you know what's funny? I had this debate a couple of times this year where I am now considered on the bottom end of upcoming artists. Where if there's certain artists, and we don't have to get into names, but there's certain artists that are significantly more famous than I am in many ways, whether it's numbers, fame, followers, etc. And they're considered up-and-coming artists. But if you look at the streaming, let's say if we would take my streaming, if you put these numbers and go back in time, let's say 15, 20 years, I would be a world star celebrity with millions. Like you got millions of people listening to you, then you were a big superstar. Where in this day and age, the social media, which is a great thing, but also the oversaturation of it made these numbers, you know, he's one of the millions of up and coming artists on the bottom end of the spectrum of the artist.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's totally insane.
Yeah.
And I think too, you know, like if you go back and look at music throughout history and there was these people like one hit wonders and stuff like that had massive traction that never put up the numbers you did, you know, and it was just like You have full albums. You're constantly putting out content. This ball is just rolling. You know, it's like it's going to be even bigger than you could ever imagine. And I think it's interesting. The numbers game is always so interesting to me. So I wanted to ask you, as not only an artist but as a fan of music, who was on your Spotify recap? Who are your top fives? Do you know?
I haven't looked at the actual recap, but I can kind of give you an indication. Tyler, the Creator, is definitely on top because that has been one of the artists that I've been looking at from different perspectives, and one of them being he just does what he does, and it works really well, is himself unapologetically. And I think that has been a huge inspiration for somebody that's not necessarily on the radio all day, every day, but still sells out Madison Square Garden. That's very special. And he created his own rules, which I really respect. And if you look, like, I wish I could have went to his festival, which was not too long ago, but I always watch his performances and watch the, like, you know, like we spoke earlier, I graduated film school. So visually and aesthetically, a career of a musician is important to me more than just music. There's so much more that we can say with our creations, and he does that really well. So Tyler, Lucky Day. I love Lucky Day's music, and I'm a huge D Mile fan too. And D Mile, you know, did Victoria Monet as well. Those are the artists. I've been listening to a lot of slower music lately, and if we can kind of put aside the classic, you know, all of the oldies and all the legends, I love discovering new artists. I love listening to new songs and people that I don't know. Like who? I don't listen to music as much, which is sad because I used to listen to music more. Nowadays, because I write it so much, I notice that I get distracted by it. And then by the time I'm done doing a session, I just want silence. You know, I just want, like, I watch a movie. But those artists, damn, let me look real quick.
I think everyone listening to this podcast can agree on that, even from the fact of as soon as you get done with a DJ gig, you're just silent on the way home. I think we're all kind of in the same boat as far as that goes.
Her is definitely on that list. I listen to a lot of like bossa nova, like classic bossa nova and jazz.
Sergio Mendes and stuff.
Gilberto Gats, that kind of vibe.
Yeah, I would say here, what's like my top?
I guess Mendes isn't really bossa nova.
He is considered, like, he's on the classic list. I would say Stan Getz, Joao Donato is on there, Astro Gilberto. Like, I just love the classic bossa nova music, man. There's so much soul in it.
It took you 2 years of writing and recording to put out A Kid From Yerevan, and I wanted you to kind of talk about that process as far as there's no time limits ever, obviously, when you're writing, and it's tough to say when inspiration can hit you. What was the kind of lead into you kind of having that footprint and deciding, I think I have an album here?
It's so funny because I made that album 3 times, or I tried to make it 3 times now in the past like 5 years. And every time I thought I was on the right track, I would make another song that made me think, oh, never mind, I'm going to skip all these other records and then I'm going to start from scratch, this new record being the first one. And I've done that so many times. I think it felt finished when, first of all, I wrote 60 records for this album in the span of a year and a half. I wrote 60 records, and out of those 60, I picked 12, which wasn't that difficult, to be very honest, because those 12 that ended up on the records were the ones that I kept on going back to and adding little things and, you know, mixing it and re-recording stuff. And the songs that were really, really challenging for me, I just never finished. So that was like an easy decision for me. I don't know. It just felt like it needed to be done. Me and my team had great conversations about, like, okay, we have so many records now. At this point, I don't need to be writing more stuff. we had about 20 to 25 solid options as singles, which we dialed down to 12. And then what my management really does really well, they know how to give me a deadline, and they're like, we need the masters by then. So that was also one of the reasons why I actually have an album out now. Us creative, we can get carried away, and I can remake a song a billion times and write it, and there's always something that you can do better. But I think sometimes you just accept it and just move on with it. Yeah.
That's a process that we talked about with A-Track as well, where he said deadlines were helpful for him.
The constant having parameters is sometimes, kind of lights a fire under your ass compared to, like you said, you have 60 songs and you're like, well, okay, you give me a time to pick these songs and I got to make a decision. Because if it's open-ended, it's like tomorrow could be a different 12, or the day after.
Exactly. Yeah. And that was also a thing. I'm like, but I also really like this song. There's a few tough decisions that I had to make, some records, but then my team was like, you can always put them on the next one. Like it. And I was like, oh, you're right. Like, I don't have to, let me just pick the ones that I really like now, resonate with at this particular moment. Because I think an album to me is a time capsule and capture of a momentum in life, and not necessarily, and I'm blessed with the fact that even when I delivered my album, I kept on writing songs. Like, I already wrote a bunch of new stuff. So yeah, I don't, and I've had writer's block before, but I already know I'll just stop. And then, for example, over the summer, I had writer's block. Like, after my album was released, I was like, I really don't want to make any music. Like, this is a year and a half of just, because I was writing majority of those songs from personal experiences. So then it's like a therapy. You relive the good and the bad, so to speak. And that was therapeutic and healing, but also very exhausting. So over the summer, I was like, you know what? Let me just play my live shows. And then I was DJing a lot. So, hence all the travels and stuff.
Yeah.
Have you been any writers camps?
I've done a couple of writers camps. I have been kind of extra careful with who do I create with or for in the past year and a half, because I was so focused on my own project, because I can get influenced really easily. So if I sit in a certain room with certain creatives, I'm going to end up making something, that might be like the focus in that room. So, but I've done some really cool writing camps from, people that I consider heroes, to rooms where I didn't feel that I fit in as much, but it was fun to try create something that I never get to create. I've done during ADE in Amsterdam, which is Amsterdam Dance Event, is like this week of like electronic music festival, and I've done sessions where we wrote like pop dance songs, which is definitely not my thing, but it was a cool challenge to write them, and it was almost like, it almost felt like I was the cool, credible token kid in the room, because people just like, whoever would make something, they'll look at me and be like, is this cool enough? And I was like, yeah, it's cool enough. At least I experienced it that way, but it was really, really, a cool learning process.
We've mentioned before on the show that with the speed of the music industry, there's always a constant need to put out content. How does that weigh on you?
I hate it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I hate it. I don't like social media. I don't like content. I like content and I like social media, but I also don't like it. I think what I don't like about social media and content is the effect that it has on creatives, where creatives are no longer creating what they truly believe in. They just follow a trend. And that has been a difficult thing for me to witness, where I see so many creatives that have so much to tell and to say and to share with the world with their art. They just end up copy pasting what other people are doing just because the algorithm and this and that. And I was victim to that too. It just doesn't work. For me, it doesn't work. So yeah, I have love-hate relationship with content. I started looking at social media as nothing else than a billboard, a poster on the street. That's the way I look at it. It doesn't matter. Like, I know it matters, like the likes and the comments matter for the algorithm and the more you reach, et cetera, et cetera. But in my mind, I had to switch it to, this is just a poster or a billboard that I'm putting up on the street, and an X amount of people get to walk by it and see what I have to sell.
That's great.
Because otherwise you go crazy. You pick up your phone and be like, oh man, I posted this and it only has an X amount of likes, but the one yesterday had more likes, and now you're sitting here worrying about likes and not creating. Or you have a cool idea and you post it and nobody cares about it. And by nobody, I mean the algorithm doesn't care about it. So now only 0.5% of your followers get to see it, and you've now frustrated, and now you creating a different video, you're doing a TikTok dance, or you're doing a whatever thing that's trending just to fit into that thing, which makes you no longer unique. And now you are just copy pasting it. So love-hate relationship with it for sure.
Have you ever marketed your songs in a certain way based upon what you think is going to pop on TikTok? Has that ever affected you at all?
I've definitely had those conversations with my teams where we're like, okay, if this song could be really good for this trend there, and we've tried it to a certain extent, I'm just not the guy for that.
Right. Yeah.
I truly believe in the biggest things in my life that have happened so far happened because of something that I felt, and people connected to that feeling. Now, granted, you can still be smart with the marketing side, and if you have a song about a certain subject, you can package it a certain way. You can find a way for it. And that's, I think, is the fun/headache type challenge. Like, how do you market something that's quality in a way where the marketing side is not going to affect the quality of it?
Yeah. I think we all unite on that front, where obviously we're not TikTok dancers, where, we can't fake the funk and get on here and just smile and be like, oh, we're promoting this new, DJ night or new release or whatever. It's like, it's real people behind this shit. It's like, it's not just show up and fake through it and throw a bunch of money behind it and hope that something tracks. The album you put out is your feelings, your emotions. It's not just a flash in the pan kind of thing. And you can go back and look at that music and be like, here's a timestamp for what I was going through. And, maybe those 60 songs, the 12 drop, and then the others you sit on because you don't feel that way about them anymore, or you do, but it's never like pushing that stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you say. It's just, I think everybody needs to find what works for them.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are focusing on that because of the algorithms of these social media, whatever the way it works. A lot of people are focusing on, this is trending. Yeah. Like, I had my team send me trending videos. They're like, this is a trending video now. Maybe you can do something with that video, or like use that sound and do a thing. And I tried it a couple of times. Then I noticed like, this is not for me.
Right.
But I respect who knows how to flip that. I've always said, who's the most popular creator, like let's say on YouTube or TikTok? People who don't create content, but people who just capture their daily whatever it is that they're doing, and that becomes content. I think that's more interesting to watch, that crafted content. And there's only a small amount of crafted content that's done on such an interesting way that you go, ooh, this is really cool. I forgot his name, but there's this guy, and he does a lot of tech reviews, and he's huge on YouTube and social media. I follow him. I just forgot his name, and he'll get like the new iPhone before it comes out, the new Tesla. And
is that Lou Later?
Lou.
I would have to look him up.
Or
his channel is called
Marquise Brownie.
Marquise.
Is Marquise, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm a fan of what he posts. So to me, that's not just him capturing his everyday, kind of is, but it's also very crafted. There's the avatar of every video is like well thought out. It's not just random videos. Mm-hmm. But I also follow tons of people that are like, I'm into building things. Like, I love building things with my hands. So a lot of the content that I view on YouTube, for example, is DIY building. People literally, like, contractors building houses, and I just watch how they do the drywall. Like,
I love that shit.
It just happens to be somebody that does that for a living, with like a camera and they film it. Yeah. And millions of views. So it's an interesting time.
Yo, how about like a landscaper? Like a landscaper.
I haven't got into those videos yet, but
man,
once
those are
I
some
found
good ones.
like with that type of, I might.
Is it?
Have you seen the those indigenous dudes building those those pools,
like traps or like pools? Those are
in the pools. Yeah, I think those were the first videos I got into when I was like, wait, what is this? The time lapse videos of them building these incredible pools. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, unbox therapy.
Unbox therapy.
That's what you're talking about?
No, he's talking about Marquise, the black dude.
Okay, got it. Gotcha. Yes.
We did have a fan question regarding the flips you make, the production flips that you put out. It's from our buddy JDHD, who said,
"Hey, shout out!
How do you come up with these ideas? Like, what inspires you? Like, where you're like, oh, I got to flip this song."
It's different every single time. Yeah. Like every flip has had a different inspiration. Sometimes it's a current song that I'm like, ooh, I want to play my own version of the song. You know, when you pull up to, especially being a DJ, when you get to a gig, I've been blessed with playing a lot of headline DJ shows. So then you're the guy. And I already know before me, everybody's gonna play all of the records that they can find on SoundCloud, on Bandcamp and stuff. So I have to then pull up with something that nobody has. And I'm friends with so many of my peers that give me music that's unreleased, and I give them my music and stuff. But I always try to make stuff that nobody has. And I think that was initially the idea behind the flips. Like, I'm going to make something that, something that nobody has. And that is the main inspiration, I would say. But once I get into it, I always try to find songs that people haven't flipped yet, where there's not a lot of versions of it yet. So yeah, but I'm also guilty of, I made a Aaliyah Rock the World remix. I flipped Georgia Smith On My Mind actually recently that I haven't released. It kind of depends on how I feel. And sometimes I'll start with a song and be like, yeah, no, or I have an idea of this would be cool to remix, and I just don't know how to do it. And sometimes randomly, a lot of times I'm making an original song and then I grab a cappella and be like, ooh, let me just test how this would sound like. And then I put on it and I'm like, ooh, maybe I should just make this into a flip, and then I drop it.
Yeah. Do those go up for purchase? Are they available for download, or is that you hold them tight?
Some of them are on Bandcamp. I give them away for free. People choose to pay for it, which is beautiful. There's a lot that I'm sitting on. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of unreleased stuff that I'm sitting on, and slowly I'm like releasing it. I just recently did a remix of Tyler's Water, which is a huge record. Like, I love the song, and I just made a version that is slightly faster, so I can play it in a certain time slot of my set. And I premiered the song amongst other of my unreleased edits during a party that I did in Amsterdam in October. Yeah, that shit blew up. My DMs every day is like, yo, is the Tyler remix out? Like, I need that Water remix. Like, when you post this, and I think that's what I like about the edits, where you just like post a little snippet or you play it and nobody has it. And I sit on it as long as I can, and just as it gets to the point of people saying like, never mind, I'm like, here it is, and then everybody jumps.
That is such a dope approach, because everyone's like it's like almost like First to the Moon, when these tracks drop, where everybody's like, here's my Tyler Water, and they're just stacking up, and you're like, damn, all right, well, I gotta listen to like 70 of them and kind of decide which one I'm gonna go with, or like two maybe. This approach, this is the way to go. You're like, everybody can chirp as much as they want about their remix. It'll chill out for a little bit. Oh, by the way, you're still playing it, so here's this.
Yeah,
I'm looking for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you also got to make sure that it really bangs. So I test them out in my sets.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Usually when I play one of my remixes, which might sound a little cocky, but the ones that I'm really confident about, when I play them, it just goes off. And then, because I already know the formula, like I know how to put them together. Because I've been DJing for 20 plus years. So you already kind of know, how to get to the crowd.
Yeah.
when I drop them, it's the crowd's reaction, but it's also the DJs in the room running to the table, be like, "What the fuck is this, bro?" No, and the fans by now know the full crate tag that I put in it, so people already know. And then usually everybody is like, the day after is like, "Yo, can you send me that thing? Can you send me that thing?" And now I've been sending it to a few people, and everybody's tagging me. And yeah, man, just my homie Dro Vandal just premiered the song. I think he was
out
on Boiler Room last week. So I already know, like, once that Boiler Room drops, it's gonna be great. Yeah,
it's atomic. It's in another realm. I wanted to ask you, what was the process like getting your live band together to hit the road?
I've always been a huge fan of live music, going to concerts as a kid. Always wanted to play. I played in bands growing up, different things. I just never thought that I could be the front man, but now I ended up singing on records. So I was like, might as well be a front man. It was fairly easy because I already had the guys, I already had the band. I already had it. I have an amazing community of musicians around me here in the US and also in Amsterdam. So it was just me calling up to see whoever is available and putting some people together that I know already played together. And it's just because I think, to me, it's not necessarily about who's the best musician in the world. It's what group of people are going to sound amazing together.
Yeah.
And we can build with that. I think chemistry over technicality for me. And we've been, actually, this past tour I've done with my drummer, my keyboard player, who's also the musical director of the show, and myself on bass, just the three of us. It was so much fun. And I was singing and playing bass, and the songs that I didn't want to play bass on or couldn't, we had a Ableton backing track, just, with the bass stuff on it. It was so much fun, man, the three of us. Obviously, if I could afford it, because it also comes down to a financial decision, because touring with a band is, like, I still have not made any money off of my live shows. And I sold out every single show.
Damn.
Yeah, it's just very expensive because you have to think about, like, you flying your musicians over to a different city, you paying for their flight, hotel, transportation, dinner, also all of the bags, extra bags with heavy gear and all that stuff. And then you have to hire a backline. And then on top of that, you have to do the same for a sound engineer. If you have the budget, a light guy, you have a tour manager. So all of that together is like, it really adds up. And then I usually film all my shows, and I want to have the extra this, and where I can have backup singers. And yeah, it's quite expensive, but I will say it's a lot of fun, and it really is a great investment into yourself as an artist, as an entity, because people look at you differently when you can present a really dope live show.
Yeah,
absolutely. With Crazy is the new single that's out right now. What was the process behind that and behind the link up? Because the song fucking rips, man.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna tell you, like, the video was shot really well.
Yeah,
obviously cinematic.
right.
It's dope. Tell us about that.
I linked up with Katie. This is not even, honestly, there was like a quick turnaround on that song. I wrote the song. Actually, I'll play it for you guys. I wrote the song on my couch in my living room, and I was just chilling, made the beat on my laptop while watching a movie. Made this quick loop. And then I was like, I was just like singing some ideas, humming it like I always do. I recorded it. 2 days later, I sit down with a homegirl of mine who helped me finish writing the hook. And then 1 or 2 days later after that, I linked up with Katie, and I played her the song, and I was like, listen, I have this song and I want to do a duet with you. I already have the hook. I have a chunk of the verse. Let's write the whole song and finish it. And then we did it, and it took us like 3 hours. And we literally danced to that record right here. I'm in my studio in LA, and we danced to that record for like 3 hours straight, listening on it to repeat, because it was just such a fun song. Right here, I have it right here. It says Crazy Hook Idea.
Right in the notes, yeah.
This is what it sounds like. It's like gibberish words here and there. He said, "You're crazy. And it's like off key or whatever, but the idea was, that's all that mattered to me. And then, from that to the finished song a week later, it's cool. It was a fun.
Catchy as fuck.
That's so
dope. It's so funny how the songs that you're just like speeding through sometimes become the songs that are like, oh yeah, that's the single. Like that's the one we're putting out.
Mhm.
That's the one we want people to hear. It was the easiest to make, but I think it's what, not to say that songs that require more thought and are a little more meticulous in the creative process. I think the ones that come easily are usually the ones that end up becoming the more approachable.
Yeah.
Or presentable, I should say.
I agree, because you could almost look at it from a perspective that it needs to come out. It's rushing to get out there to
it
the world.
has to come out. That's why you're moving so quickly.
Any type of way, yeah. Like have you heard that? I actually played it today to my homeboy, Rod Temperature's original demo that he sent to Quincy for Michael's Rock With Me.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Rock With You, Rod Temperature.
Rock With You.
It's the demo that he made.
Mm-hmm.
Demo that he made before Quincy and Michael even did anything to the record. Like that was so inspiring to hear him just singing "Tonight's the night," do, da, 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 da.
Just like, yeah.
And you're like, wait, what? This is like
no lyrics.
Melodic.
We have a melody.
He just like he made the song, and they obviously brought it home and slam dunked it.
Another example of one of the best of those, and we just talked about it last episode. Actually, it might have been this episode. Was Stevie Wonder's
last episode
demo of
I Can't Help It.
Can't Help It.
Mm-hmm.
And Jackson, there's no words. He's just kind of freestyling.
Never heard that demo.
He has a melody.
I'm putting this on my to listen list today.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to listen to that demo. Shout out to King Most. He made a full song out of it. It's great.
Since we did ask in the previous episode, we have a Mount Rushmore that we did of everyone picked their favorite Stevie Wonder song that's going to go on their Mount Rushmore. What would yours be?
Signed, Sealed, Delivered.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny. Stevie is my earliest music memory because my dad would play it on vinyl. So to me, that's just such. I got goosebumps because I thought about the moment in my parents' apartment. You know, I'm pretty sure you guys know remember the Walkman, the Sony Walkmans, the black ones.
Yep.
See-through like little top, and it had the headphones, and the headphones was just like a metallic little thing with black round things on them, like puffy little, the small joints. Like that's my earliest memory of music, like listening to Stevie on that setup. Shit, you asking me a very difficult question because
like the best Stevie song is kind of hard to. We all had an issue with it too. We're like, here's this, and then we all had a secondary one. We cheated.
Everyone had a story behind there, so which I think is incredible.
Ribbon and Sky.
Oh yeah.
Ribbon and Sky is one of my favorites. Dang, there's so many, and he has so many albums. It's so difficult to just be like, oh, that one,
Yeah. Because there's probably an equivalent.
Yeah.
Ooh. Music, Science Delivered. I mean, My Sherry Amore is definitely on there too.
Fire. Oh, what about Stevie? What the Fuss?
No, thank you.
Remember that one? Yes, thank you. Are you kidding me?
No, thank you. That's very, very,
High Ground,
very late.
Too High.
Which one would you pick from that album then?
From that album?
Yeah.
I don't even know the name of that album.
For it.
What's
I'm about to look right.
Is that In Square Circles?
No, it's much later than In Square Circles.
Later.
In Square Circle rules. What the Fuss is like.
It's on the 20. What?
It's like
2010.
Yeah, it's like
2009, something like that.
It's like 2000s.
Time to Love.
Time to Love. 2005.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm looking at it right now. I had the CD. There was a
Summer Soft.
Summer Soft.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was mine. That was my pick.
Yeah. That
Moon Blue off this album, Travis, if that's what you want.
That's exactly what I wanted, Nick.
If you want me to pick a song from this album, Moon Blue is the one. There's no such. Stevie's kind of like Jamiroquai, like where there's no such thing as a bad Stevie album.
It's not.
Right.
But What the Fuss as a single is not my favorite Stevie song.
I never said it was going to be your favorite Stevie song.
Or I would even ever put it on. Like, I'm not saying I hate the song, but it's not a jam for me.
Right. Well,
Nick, I'm putting it on at your funeral.
Don't.
Well, we got our picks for that. We do ask a couple housekeeping questions every week before we send you on your way. Pass it over to Nick. What do you got for us, Nick?
Nico.
So what we like to do around these parts is set our friends up with fast food endorsement meals. And what we want to know is what and where is the full crate meal? So what is your go-to fast food meal? You just got done working. Everything's open.
Depending on where we're in the world, though, you have to be specific.
So here's the rules. It can be regional, but it cannot be local. So like
in America,
you can, and it has to be fast food
in America, right?
In America.
Yeah.
Because I was about to say,
you know what?
There's a spot in Tokyo.
You were in Dubai, fam. So actually, it could be global. Put us on.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I like that.
Because we had Puffy and he put us on.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And wait a minute, didn't Cable put us on too?
Cable,
that's right. Cable put us on too.
Cable gave us the Jollibee discourse.
Yeah, and talked to us about Nando's.
And Nando's, yeah.
I mean, Nando's is definitely up there in the top. I love Nando's. And it has to be, you say fast food, like junk food.
Yeah. It has to be junk food.
Yeah.
It could be quote unquote good for you junk food. Like if you're going to go with, I don't know, Chipotle or Cafe Rio, that's fine. But it still has to be junk food.
I love food. I used to be a chef, so I love food, and junk food holds a special place in my heart.
You can make your own vibe too. You can mix and match, which is the joy of it too. Yeah. If it makes sense. If it's like the Pizza Hut Taco Bell combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Pizza Hut is Pepsi, right? So then you can go to a Coke restaurant and get something like that.
I mean, there's a spot here in LA that I love going to called
remember, regional, not local. There has to be a number. Don't hit us with the mom and pop spot.
It has to be a chain.
Yeah.
It has to be a chain.
Yeah.
This is a very corporate question, dude. We're setting you up like Bad Bunny here.
Yeah.
So the more options, the better.
Shit, I say Nando's.
Okay.
It's fire. But I also love In-N-Out. And I know a lot of people, are like, guys, whatever. But I love
In-N-Out's pretty frequent on here.
Yeah.
So give us the meal now. Like details.
Yeah, what are we eating at Nando's? What's the full crate meal at Nando's?
Oh, the lemon and herb chicken.
Ooh.
With mashed potatoes and corn on the cob.
Ooh.
I don't think I have anything else. And chicken thighs, lemon and herb season, mashed potatoes, corn on the cob, and whatever version of Pepsi or Coke that they have is usually my go-to there.
Gotcha.
We love a classic Coke guy. Not many people are a cola person.
Yeah.
Cola people are a dying breed, but they're true.
A dying breed.
I'm more of a Sprite person, but every now and then,
Coke product.
Every now and then, a cold Coca-Cola with some ice cubes.
It's different, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
See, I don't drink alcohol.
It almost tastes like some lemon in it too.
Yeah, like a little lemon to it. Like I don't drink alcohol, so I've always low-key envied people that can drink like an ice cold beer in the summer and just like this feeling. And to me, that's when I drink Coke. I'm like, ooh.
That's the sober man's goal.
That glass bottle and 3 tacos. Come on, get out of here.
I was gonna say there's a spot in LA, which I know there's chains of it in LA. I don't know about regional. It's called Tacos Tu Madre. dude. And they have that, dude. They have that big Mexican Coke.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They have
the raw cane Mexican Coke is just good.
It's
and
good.
The Sprite. Shout out to the Sprite.
Good.
Mexican Sprite is fire.
And the
too.
Fanta.
The Fantas are good.
Another Coke product.
And they have these tacos, which is it's like Korean barbecue in a taco, like and a burrito. Like it's dumb, bro.
That might get Neek to eat tacos, buddy.
Have they been fucking with the Birria ramen out in LA?
I'm not sure. Also, I don't know all the spots. I'm huge on ramen, but I don't consider ramen fast food. Would you say ramen is fast food?
No, not really. Nah. But we have your answer now, so we could talk ramen.
Yeah, I'm huge on ramen. I just started, the first time I went to Japan, I already had ramen before, but first time I went to Japan, I was like, oh, I get it now. And it's like my go-to. When I tour, that's my go-to food.
Yeah.
Like,
I love ramen.
Like miso ramen or the shoyu ramen anywhere.
Yeah.
Shout out to miso, shoyu. Shout out to tonkatsu.
Yeah. All of that.
Neek, what's the spot that you take me to?
Shoku. Shout out to Shoku Ramen.
24 hours in Vegas. Next time you're in Vegas, Crate, we're going to Shoku Ramen. You can lock that in.
So good.
Yeah. Late night ramen, there's nothing better, man.
There's nothing better. There's a spot not far from where I live here in LA. It's called Ramen Melrose. Open till 3 a.m. Dude, that's our go-to with all of my homies. That's what we go to like every week.
Hell yeah.
Bomb. Trav, take it to us.
So we are developing our DJ biopic cinematic universe, just like the MCU or the DCU, or even the Monsters universe over there at Universal that they got going on, and it's beautiful right now. Monarch, that show on Apple TV Plus, is so good. It's about Godzilla and all the other monsters. It's really good. Check it out. So anyways, as I digress, in our DJ biopic cinematic universe, who is playing Full Crate?
Which actor?
Yeah.
Damn.
Could be an actress too. It could be even Margot Robbie. You never know.
Could be anyone.
Yeah. Could be Sinead O'Connor. Shout out. R.I.P.
Shout out.
Bald head. Bald head.
We're just thinking of bald people to play you.
Yeah. Grace Jones.
You know, growing up, I've got the most amount of comparison comments and DMs I've ever gotten, including A-Track. Shout out the homie. And just
friend of the show.
I've heard Shia LaBeouf like my entire
life. Oh yeah, dude.
Yes.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's what everybody's kept on telling me.
Keep it there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be like a no-brainer pick to play, but I don't know. I never thought about that. I want to play myself. I love acting, so
I mean, yeah.
We can arrange that. That's easy.
I mean,
are you on IMDb?
Say that again.
Are you on IMDb?
I am as a sound designer.
Okay, so this could work.
Hey,
so you could play.
It's not
yourself.
an acting credit, but you are on IMDb. We can. We'll pull some strings.
Yeah.
You know the right people. Your people. Reach out to my people. We'll make it happen.
There you go.
Yeah, look, I don't mean to be presumptuous, but I have a feeling it's more affordable than Shia LaBeouf.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we can make it happen.
Shia, take the day off.
Be a problem. I don't think Warren will have a problem with this casting call.
We can arrange that. We can arrange that. Full Crate, we have a 5-on-5 podcast playlist. One song that you want to add to that playlist. It can be anything. Just one song that you want the people to hear. Asking a DJ and producer for one song is always fucking brutal.
Was it this one? It's a song by a homegirl of mine. The song's called Passenger Princess by Shea Universe.
Trav, dial it up. Find it.
We're also gonna put your single in there as well too. We'll give you the Mickey.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Trav, and you know what? Put my favorite song on that album too, Smell the Roses. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear that.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, man. That shit bangs. Before we roll out, Trav, you find those songs? Yeah, he's on it. Got our best guy on the job. Before we roll out, any advice you want to give to upcoming DJs, producers? We got a lot of young cats that listen to the podcast. Anything you want to share?
I'd say put in the hours. Don't be afraid to, make the mileage, because a lot of people think that overnight would be great if you can just become the greatest thing or the big hit, this or that overnight. But don't be afraid to put in the hours, and it's okay to fail. That has been my formula, just slow and steady, and there's a lot of what people don't realize. For every victory, there's like 10 defeats. You know what I mean? There's 10 moments of or 9 of them where you're like, oh man, I don't want to continue anymore. This is pointless. I don't want to be doing it. You know how many times I almost quit? And then something tells you keep going. And I think follow your gut feeling. Don't do what people tell you. And if you don't agree with it, and sometimes you can try new things, but I'd say gut feeling is the most important thing, and just stick with it.
Full crate. Gems from the man himself.
Let's go.
Any projects, anything you want to promote before we ride out?
Well, my debut album, A Kid From Yerevan, is out. I have an exclusive for you guys. I'm dropping a deluxe version of the album beginning of December, which is going to be a deluxe instrumental version, because I wanted people to hear the compositions without the vocals kind of taking the shine there. And my new single, Crazy Do Do Do, is still out. So yeah, man. Stream.
Hell yeah. Where can they find you on socials?
At Full Crade, everything you can possibly imagine.
Boom. There it is. Thank you so much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, Full Crate.
This is a really, really dope conversation. I'm not gonna lie. This is different.
Hey, man, thank you.
We appreciate it, man. Thank you for joining us. And we look forward to following you, what's coming up. And if you're in Vegas, next time you're in Vegas, you holler at the boys. Sure. Or if you're in Portland, go see Trav.
Come on.
Go up north. Yeah. Trav's got you covered in Portland.
Never been, but hey, now I know somebody there.
Hell yeah. We will wrap it up with that. We will be back next week with another special guest and another incredible conversation. Until then, everyone stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Peace.